Alright, check this out. So in our main menu, we have a play game button right here that allows us to pick our levels. Then we have our reset progress button here. We implemented a progress system into our project. Then finally we have our exit game button, which just exits or runtime. So in this video I want to create a fourth button in our main menu, at least our first canvas object. And with that fourth button, I want to create a difficulty system in our project. So we'll have another button right here. For example, it will say difficulty equals to normal. So if I click on it, it will be difficulty hard. Then I click on it again, difficulty easy. And as we click on the button and adjust our difficulty, specific variables in our scripts are gonna change in order to make our levels harder, depending on what difficulty the player picked. Alright, let's start our process by creating the fourth button in our first canvas. Now let's call this difficulty. There's this adjust all of them. So they should be like this. There. Okay, now we're gonna edit the text on this button. So we'll go right here and difficulty normal. The default difficulty is gonna be normal. Let's reduce the font size so that the text fits inside the button. Okay, 21. Now this is how we're gonna this is the logic that will create behind changing our difficulty. So when we click on this difficulty button, our script or main menu manager script will check the text on this button. So we will run an if statement. If text equals to difficulty normal, then we'll change our text to difficulty hard. And if difficulty is set to hard, then we will set it to easy on click. And if difficulty is set to easy, then clicking on the button will set it to normal. Okay, with that being said, let's go back to our main menu manager script. Now I kind of forgot how we can access a button's text, so we're just gonna experiment. Let's see. First we need to reference our button in our script. Public button. Yeah, I think we'll use the button class. And difficulty button. Now let's save this and assign our difficulty button in our editor. So main menu manager. and difficulty there. Actually, hold on. Let me see something. Let me experiment with something. Public text hash pro. Which one? Which one was it? I think it was this one. So difficulty text. Okay. Then we'll write the text. Okay, cool. We don't need this. We can delete this right here. Alright. Now we're going to create a separate function for our difficulty button. So it will be public void change difficulty. As I said earlier, when we click on the difficulty button, we will check the button's text. So if the text says normal, we set it to hard. If it says hard, then we set it to easy. If it says easy, then we set it to normal. So we'll do that. We'll check that by writing if, what was this variable's name? Difficulty text. Difficulty text equals to there. Then difficulty text as if text hard. I think this is it. Alright. Let's save this and test it. But first we need to actually assign the function to our button. Let's do that real quick. 7/6 reset progress. Change difficulty there. Perfect. Alright. This is working so far. That's good. Now we want to make so when the difficulty text in this button changes, so does our actual difficulty. We need to find a way to track our game's difficulty. And we'll do that with the help of player paths. As you can see in the previous video, we used player paths to create logs for our levels. And we'll do the same for our difficulty system. So here we'll just say player paths set string game difficulty hard. Here player paths set string Now we need to be careful for typos, so let us do a quick check for any typos. Because one tiny typo and the whole system will won't work properly. So game difficulty hard, difficulty easy. Okay, I think that's fine. Now we're gonna need to use this player prefs variable in our enemy behavior scripts. So for example, let's set this script as an example. If by default our enemy's movement speed is 7 units, then on hard mode it's gonna be like 10 units, or on easy mode it can be set to 3 units. So at the start of our game we need to check this. We need to make a if statement involving our player prefs variable right here. Now I think I will apply the difficulty system in just a few of our levels. I won't be making changes to all 9 of our levels. At least I won't do all the changes on camera. I will adjust all the levels off camera, but for now on the video I will adjust level 1, level 2 and level 3. The reason for that is because throughout level 1 and level 9 it's gonna be the same thing. We're just gonna check for we're just gonna make a run an if statement depending. So we're just gonna run an if statement involving our player prefs variable right here, and depending on what it is, we're just gonna adjust our variables. So variables like movement speed, fire rate, all that. So again, to not make the video too long, I'm just gonna do the adjustments in level 1, level 2 and level 3. Then leave the rest. I will do the adjustments for the rest of the levels off camera. Okay, now let's continue. Let's first start with our level 1. We're just gonna go to this guy's scripts. Now we're gonna determine what enemy variables are dependent on our player difficulty variable right here. So in our first enemy behavior, it is movement speed and fire rate. That's all. Now we're gonna make an if statement in our start method. We're gonna write if. Actually, hold on. That's better. Now player prefs get string game difficulty. Now what's our values? Hard, easy and normal. So this should be checking if the game difficulty is easy. Else if player prefs get string difficulty normal, add another else if now in this script we're just gonna adjust only the movement speed and our fire rate. So when it's on easy mode, both fire rate and movement speed should be lower. So if by default, if movement speed is 7 units, on easy mode it's gonna be 3, I guess, maybe 5, 3 can work. Movement speed is gonna be 3 units in easy mode. With the same logic, fire rate is gonna be there, 0.3. Now in the normal difficulty, our variables are just gonna be at their default values. So movement speed 7f. Then on hard we need to increase this, so movement speed is gonna be 10 units and fire rate is gonna be 1 unit. Okay, now that we have the adjustments for our level 1 completed, let's test our adjustments. We're gonna go back to our main menu. Now we are currently on easy mode. Let's see how level 1 is gonna look like on easy mode. Play game level 1. Did I? Oh, I did something wrong. Hold on. We don't increase the. I got these two messed up. On easy mode, we don't decrease the fire rate, we increase it. So this is gonna be a 1 unit. And this is gonna be 0.3. Okay. Our enemy is slow on easy mode. It also shoots slow. Now we're gonna do the same for normal mode. Actually, hold on, I forgot about something. I want to add another feature. So when we start runtime, no matter what our difficulty variable is, the game shows that the game puts difficulty normal text on our button. So at the start of our runtime, we want to create a check based on our difficulty text, difficulty variable, and depending on that, I want to change our button text right here. So going to our main menu manager, we'll do our adjustments in the start methods. If player prefs guest string there, easy. Normal. And finally hard. So in these conditions, if our variable is easy, difficulty text dot text is gonna be difficulty easy. Same logic for these two. Awesome. Alright. Now we're gonna set this to hard, then quit runtime, and start it again to see if our button text will change. And it does. Good. Now we're gonna try level 1 on hard mode to see how different it looks. You can see that our enemy object is much faster now. It's much harder. So that's done. Now we're gonna apply our difficulty system in our level 2. So let's see what script is being used in level 2. Enemy objects, enemy behavior 2. Let's open that up. We can copy this and then paste it here. Then let's see what else can be changed. Fire spray. Nah. Alright. Let's see how our level 2 is gonna look like on easy and hard mode. The luck. I need to beat level 1 real quick, hold on. It's too fast. Come on. Man, come on. There, alright. You can see that our enemy object on level 2 also changed depending on our difficulty variable. Now our level 2 is much harder. Now going back to our main menu, let's set our difficulty to easy and try our level 2 again. There. Now we're gonna wrap up our video by doing the same but in our level 3. So we're gonna apply the difficulty system in our level 3. But first let's see what script is being used in our level 3, because I kind of forgot. So 3, what's happening here? Ooh, this can be more interesting. So first we're gonna put this here too. But in addition to our movement speed and fire rate variables, on this enemy behavior script, we can also adjust our bullet count variable depending on our difficulty variable. So let me do a copy paste real quick. Instead of adjusting our movement speed or fire rate, in here we're gonna adjust our bullet counts. Ooh. Oh, hold on. There. So on easy mode this can be 20, and then on normal mode 35, the default number, and then on hard mode we can make it something like 50. Okay. Now we're gonna test our level 3 too. Oh, I'm on easy mode. Let's set this to hard. Then open up our level 3 scene. Oh. That looks pretty nice, but that's unplayable. Hold on. How about this? I can't play that. What the hell? Alright, how about we keep the fire rate as it is, but increase the movement speed? No, it's still too hard. that's too hard. How about this? On easy mode, our bullet count is gonna be 15. Then on normal it can be 20, and on hard it can be 25. How about that? Do I suck at this? Nah. So the movement speed stays the same, but fire rate, only the fire rate changes. How about that? I hope that's enough to make this playable. But anyway, you get the point, right? We create a difficulty variable. We check it inside our level, inside the scripts that we use in our levels. And depending on that, we adjust the variables that our enemy object uses. But anyway, that's all for now. As I said, I'm gonna adjust the remaining levels off camera. But since it's the same process, I'm not gonna show it. Anyway, see you guys in the next video.